it's me. I'm back like a bad penny. I turned up out of nowhere. Welcome. My name is Audrey. Some of you already know me from my previous YouTube channel. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. It's also a video I've been nervous about for a long time, but the nervousness would never stop me from doing what I want to do, which is to be with you guys. I'll try and keep this video to about an hour or so. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to explain as much as I can about where I have been and kind of where my life is going now, what direction my life is going. I have a lot of notes. I have so much to talk about. And it's going to be emotional for me. So I do have a full box of tissue. And it's not that I am sad or upset today. It's just talking about some of these things is just hard. It's hard for me. So, welcome back. Thank you for having me back. So much to say. My mind is just spinning around. But please have faith in me. I only have good intentions. I've only ever had good intentions in my life with everybody I know, including all of my YouTube family. I only have good intentions. I'm never trying to set out to hurt anybody. And I know some people were hurt by my abandonment, and I understand that. But hopefully by the end of this video, you will understand why I left. And I don't need sympathy. I'm not looking for a shoulder to cry on. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me. I just want to talk to you, and I just want to do what I want to do, and that is to continue to talk about spirit and life and everything in it. So that's a lot. I just realized I don't have on a real shirt. I was going to put a shirt over this, so I'm going to stay down here. I'm going to stay way down here. So please hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, like it. I am going to be asking for comments on something. Stay to the end of this video because I have something that I think I've only told 3 other people in this entire planet about myself. It might be shocking to you. It's something that's been a part of my life for 25 years. So I kind of just live with this spirit. But it's a spirit who's very much involved right now. The family's very much involved in the media right now. And I have the inside scoop. I do. I've always had the inside scoop with that family. So, but let me get started. Get comfortable. Understand that I'm not perfect. My life's been hard. You know, it's hard, but then it's got so many wonderful parts about it. And as I get older, one thing I've learned since hitting 50 is life doesn't get easier. And I've written about this, when I was younger, in my 20s, I thought, oh my God, by the time I'm like 50, my life's going to be so easy. I'm going to sit back and just enjoy the sunshine or whatever. And I'm telling you right now, the last 3 years of my life have probably been the worst 3 years of my entire life. And I don't say that to make you worry about your life. I say it because it happens to all of us in one way or another. In other words, we think we're on one path, but really we find out, oh my God, I'm on the wrong freaking path. Shoot, I didn't mean to come this way. Now I have to deal with what's in front of me. So let's talk about 2020. 2019 was an amazing year. It was so good. When I went to London in December of 2019. I went with my girlfriends. We had so much fun, so much fun. But I was rooming with my friend Teresa, and I said, I'm telling you, something's coming. Something big is freaking coming. Big, horrible things are coming. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it inside and I can feel it outside. I didn't know what it was exactly. I thought it was more to do with our company that we worked at, our school that we worked at. At that point, I had been at the school for 16 years. Well, probably 15 years in December. That would have still been only 15 years. Teresa had been there for like 18 or 19 years at that point while we were in London. Because there were some major things that needed to be changed. Major things. But, we always stay because we love the kids. So we get home from London. About 5-6 weeks later, my youngest son, who's disabled, had respiratory failure. And I could do a whole video on how upsetting and how horrible that was. Just thinking about it upsets me. Thank God he survived without any additional disabilities developing from that situation. And we can talk about Johnny more and his condition later on the channel. But as a mother, watching that happen is horrible, and it's upsetting. But I've become a professional boxer. I can put every single emotion, good, bad, or indifferent, way back there somewhere where I'll never have to see it again. And that's what I did. That's what I did with that, the emotion and the upset of Jonathan's being ill. So that was around beginning of February. And in March, let's see, I think my last day at school was March 13th. And then COVID, the world shut down here March 13th. And we thought we'd be away for a week or whatever from school. We took our computers and blah, blah, blah. So I started working from home, which is hard because if you work at a school, most of my job was interacting with the students in the office. That was hard for me. My life was the school. My life was the school. That was my life. I went to school at that school as a kid. My 55 friends were at that school. 55 friends. Or so I thought. It was kind of exciting the first few days of being on Zoom calls with people, but that was short-lived. And there wasn't really a need for me or my partner in the office anymore. Our boss quit after 16 years. She was gone, and we had this other lady. So our boss left, and it was around the same time where COVID literally was just starting to shut down the world. And my daughter tells me that she's moving to the East Coast. We're moving to LA. What are you talking about? We're all moving to Southern California. That's been the plan for a long time. What? What? And I had my other son living at the house with me with his dog. And here I go. My daughter has always been my life. thought we were best friends. We shared a bedroom at my parents' house. We went traveling. We had season tickets to the hockey games. We would go on hockey trips across the United States. We did so many fun things. We would have Christmas in France, And yeah, looking back, probably shouldn't have made a kid my best friend, And I know that, and I understand that. I understand that now. But it felt like I was losing her, almost like death. And it's like, why is that so dramatic? Why do you have to be so dramatic? It's still in the United States. You can just get on a plane. You can just call. You can just text. I know that. I know that. I know. My kids have had a profound effect on my life. They basically saved me from myself. And I never talk about that with them, but I was anorexic, which is hard to believe now because I'm so overweight. But I was anorexic when I got pregnant with my daughter. But the moment I found out I was pregnant, it stopped. My mind, my love for my child was more important than me and my image and what people thought about me. So my daughter was moving. I didn't know what to do. And she's looking for houses. And I thought, it can't happen. This is not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to encourage it. I'm just going to say it's not going to happen. I can't have this. I'm sorry. My brain cannot function with that information. And, sorry, if you hear ruffling, it's me down here with my tissue. I thought, how, and this is a real thought. This is a real freaking thought. How am I going to breathe without her? And she's not dead. She's not dying. But these are my thoughts. And it's like, I know how dramatic it is. I know that. And because I understand, I'm not being logical. I understand that. I'm not calling my therapist because I already know what he's going to ask me. He's going to ask me all these questions. I'm going to say no, or yes, I know. Okay, goodbye. So I felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to. And I'm not saying my therapists aren't good. I have a doctor, and then I have a therapist. They're both amazing. And I've been with my doctor for 17 years. And I didn't know how I was going to live. Even though I have 2 other kids, I didn't know how I was going to live without her. And so I'm at home working from home. My daughter's leaving. And my now husband, but then fiance, was back in the country where he was living. And I got on the last plane out of that country before they shut down the entire country. He was going to come back here to the States the next week, and we were going to get married. I needed him. Long story short, the government wouldn't let him out for 1 year. 1 year. A year. I feel like I lost my mind. I feel like I lost my mind. We had to go, I had to write letters to the consulate and to the president, all these things we were both doing on both ends trying to get him here, That in itself is another video or two, just dealing with that. But you can imagine how that felt without your partner. So now I have working from home, Sarah's leaving, and my partner is gone. Okay, so now I had a doctor appointment, and they weren't really doing many appointments at that time. But I had to have my IUD removed. So I didn't want to do it. I didn't want it removed. It's fine. Leave it in there. It's COVID. it's not causing a problem. What's the problem? Just leave it in there. I don't have any problems down there. I don't want to come in. But I still had to do the breast check thing. Anyway, I had the IUD removed against my will. No, I had it removed. I agreed to have it removed. Not happy about it. And right away, the menopause symptoms kick in. I already knew that I was already through menopause, completely through it, done, finished. That's why my doctor insisted on taking out the IUD. He doesn't want a foreign object in my body for no reason, which I get it, okay, but and he's very against pills. He's very against the patch or progesterone. He's very, very against those. So my symptoms, or my side effects of menopause took me away. I changed into a different person. I wasn't expecting that. It's like, I don't want to be this person. I don't like her. She's horrible. She's mean. She's short-tempered. She's depressed. Honestly, I didn't even recognize myself. And it's like, I know my surrounding things going on in my life. I know I'm depressed and I understand why. But I disappeared. I wasn't me. It wasn't this Audrey. It wasn't the Audrey you knew, and it's not the Audrey who I am now. It's like, why does this have to happen? So many women go through menopause and they don't even know it. They don't get any sweats. I mean, I had the sweats. I had itchy. I had dry. I looked different. I gained like 40 or 50 pounds. I quit getting on the scale. I mean, I've lost all of that event. That event's fattening up. I've lost that weight. I'm still overweight, but I lost that episode's weight. But I was barely functioning. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get a hold of my partner at work, from work. You may not believe in past lives. I do, and we're going to talk about that on the channel. But I worked with her for 10 years. We both know. We both know that she was my person. And I thought that I was her person, that she was my person. I thought that. I thought we knew that. I thought we had that. And we would laugh. We would talk on the phone, maybe once a week. And she needed me. She needed me for things in her life, assurances, clarity, psychically. Her mom almost died. We were there for each other every single day for 10, 11 years. Every single day. Everybody who you guys maybe remember me talking about her from before. I mean, everyone knew her whenever I tell a story about her. Oh, Janet, she's so funny, Even a year had gone by at one point, and I still hadn't seen her. Then I started finding out things because I was meeting up with somebody here and there. I went to Gabby's house. I saw Rachel. I saw Michelle. There were a few that I was seeing here and there. Out of 55, I was seeing the same, maybe four ladies that I worked with who, these are the women that went to London together. And you don't just go somewhere like that on a Christmas break if you're not close with somebody, right? I mean, I wouldn't think. But it ends up Janet wasn't available for me. Once we left school, I still haven't seen her. She's texted. But I got to a certain point where I had to, in my mind, I had to let her go. Because she became one of those people who is no longer safe for me, no longer healthy. She became an unhealthy person in my life. I never expected her to do that. I always thought she'd be there for me, just as I had always been there and continued to be there for her. And I know some people use me for my psychic abilities. And I'm happy to help because I have the gift. I'm going to use it. What's the use of not helping people with it? But psychically, why didn't I see this coming? Why didn't I know that that's who she was? Did I really deep down know that she was this more shallow kind of surfaced friend? And I was just ignoring it? So that's horrible. That's one of the top 3 things that has bothered me over the last 2.5 years. Also, during this time, while my husband is stuck in another country and I'm at home with Johnny, just doing whatever, working, Janet and I were told that we were let go. And that terrified me. Terrified me. What am I supposed to do? I have to have medical insurance, you know? I mean, just a plethora of angst popped up because we were being let go. I did have my insurance for a few months afterwards. Deep in my heart, I am grateful that things have worked out the way they have, because I was never going to quit. I just scratched myself. I was never going to leave that job. I wanted to leave, but I couldn't. I couldn't leave. Yet, as people did start leaving the school because it was a horrible place to work at, having people leave, teachers leave, made me very upset. It's like when the students move away or they graduate and you don't see that whole class anymore. That had a profound effect on me, on my depression. It's horrible. And I came to terms with not working there anymore. And the school is right by my house, 500 steps away. I used to walk to work. So add this to my pile. Okay. As somebody with anxiety and many, many different kinds of disorders, my heightened, I don't even know what the word is. I have a heightened awareness or a heightened anxiety all the time, even in the best of times. I'm still up here all the time. This is just where I function, up here. You know, a normal person would be down here. So now I'm up here, and I have my husband gone, my daughter moving, lost my job, menopause. Let's add something else. Why not? My husband and I had a legal situation come up. Not with us. It was something we pursued against somebody. Contrary to what you may think, it has nothing to do with the Watts case. I haven't talked about the Watts case since 3 years ago or whenever I was last on YouTube. Done. I don't need that in my life. That was another depressed factor for me. It was very upsetting talking about that. But anyway, I'll save that for another video, maybe. So we had something happening, and it was happening here in the US as well as in his country because it was happening over the internet. And it got really, really severe. And we had attorneys here. We had attorneys in the other country. We have police reports here. We have police reports in the other country because it's against the law what this person was doing. And it involves two countries. Who's going to take care of it? Who's going to deal with it? Because it needs to go. It needs to go away. And now the attorneys are saying, you know what? It might be better if you just get off social media. What do you mean get off social media? I am social media. So I get nothing? I get nothing in my life? I get nothing normal? I don't get to have anything normal? think that was the best way to handle a situation. I think I could have and should have stayed on social media. And the way it was presented to me was you have to just stop. You can't reply. You can't reply to anyone, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Get rid of any of this stuff that's in your life. Regarding YouTube and everything else. I mean, it was my life. So you want me to get rid of my life? Because of this person? I'm going to try really hard never to curse on this channel because I want young people to be able to watch me. That anger, that brewed and is honestly still brewed. Not good. Not good. I will never, ever let someone convince me to make such a major change in my life by putting pressure on me. It's my life. Let me live it. If I make a mistake, I deal with it. And I do make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, and I deal with those mistakes. So that got handled. That was dealt with appropriately, I will say. Okay, so here we are. Now it's 2021. Same stuff still happening. Actually, wait. No. We're not in 2021 yet. July of 2020. My daughter leaves for the East Coast. Let me back up. About a week before my daughter leaves to go to the East Coast, she comes over to see me, which was horrible. I couldn't stop crying. And she randomly says something about Benjamin coming too. What do you mean Benjamin's going to? Going where? He's doing good here. He's got a job. He's under control of himself and his addictions. Oh no, he's going to move with us. And I'm like, oh, I got so upset. I had to get out, walk away, and come back later. And then, after I calm down, I come back to the kids, and I'm like, well, I guess at least I'll have the dog. We're not leaving her. She's got to come with us. You're taking my sleeping partner, my security. I become so dependent on that dog. She was my dog. I mean, she wasn't, but she became my dog. I took care of her. I brushed her. I fed her. I took her for walks. I did everything. I became very, very dependent on her. And she knew that. And she knew she was protecting me and helping me, that dog. So the day comes where they all leave together, and Sarah's partner, Jen, they're not together anymore. Whole other story. But anyway, they left us, me, and went to Vermont. So as weeks go by, I think I'm handling things. I think I'm okay. I'm texting them constantly, and my daughter's sending me pictures. Oh, here's how we set up this or that or whatever. Or, oh, here's the post office in the town we live in or whatever. I was trying to be positive, and it's like, I have to get through it. I don't have a choice. I would never, ever purposefully make my kids feel bad or anybody I love feel bad for wanting to go on with their life. She's now 29, but she's in her late 20s. She bought this house. She wants to move. Okay. I don't like that, but I accepted it. And I never said anything like, oh, why you're abandoning me? It's not her job. It's not her job. It's no one's job to keep me happy, so to speak. It's my own garbage I have to deal with. And yeah, she's my kid. He's my kid. Kids move away every day. It's not the first time a child has left their mother. But during this time, it was eating me away, and I was eating away, and I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. My depression was worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I had no outlet. I didn't have you guys to talk to. I couldn't run anything past anybody, because if I tried to talk to my friend from work about it, she would kind of quickly change the subject. And some friends, I just don't want to bother with certain kinds of things, So I had no one to talk to. Nobody knew my desperation. And my husband wanted me to do a video chat with my doctor. And it's like, this is how my mind was. I said to my husband, what are you thinking? Why would you ask me to talk to him? Don't you think he's going to feel like a failure after fixing me? And now this is stupid. This doesn't matter. This is because I'm weak. And I thought that for a very, very long time. And I know that's not true at all. And I know my doctors would be there for me. I know that. And they did. He did end up being there for me. But it took me over a year to make an appointment with him. And I just felt so stupid. And of course he says the right things, that I'm not stupid, I'm not a failure, all that kind of stuff, which is, I know it's true. But, 50 years old, get my act together. Why am I crying? Why am I 50 and still crying about stuff like a child? I'm 54 now. I'm going to be a senior citizen in a few weeks. Oh my God. When did that happen? Oh my God. So 2021, January, my husband's father died. Not expected, really. Lots and lots of drama with that. Which I won't get into, but of course that's affecting my husband, which, is bad. So at this point, we'd been away from each other 11 months, 12 months. Finally, he got back here in February of 2021. And we got married. And my one friend, Teresa, and her boyfriend came and were our witness at our wedding. It was just the four of us. And we had a good time. And I'm so happy that I'm married to the man I'm married to. So we're still trying to figure out, what do we want to do, my husband and I? Where do we want to live? We can live anywhere. What do you want to do? I don't know. Do you want to work? Do you not want to work? What do you want to do? And while we were in the middle of talking about this, we were traveling some here and there for fun. Even though it was COVID, we were still traveling. My daughter started saying things like, oh, come out and visit us now. Come out. We can have people here and stuff. And so we did. We went out to Vermont, which is a difficult place to travel to. There's no direct flights from anywhere around here. So you have to fly either into Boston and drive, which is 2.5 hours, or you can go to Chicago and switch planes there. Or you can go to New York and switch planes there. I've done it all. I've been a million different ways to get into Vermont. It's a different world out there, you guys. Not bad. That's not bad. You have all the same stores that we have on the West Coast. And I find it very true. And I don't know if I can remember the saying comparing West Coast to East Coast people. It's like East Coast people don't look at you at all. Like you don't exist, like out in public. Like people don't even look at each other. But if you need something, you need help, they're going to be there for you. Like in your community, neighbors, that sort of, if you break down on the side of the road, they're there. They help you, they go, and that's it. Here, it's the opposite. Like, for example, with my 55 friends who were all fake, most of them. They're nice to your face, but they'll stab you in the back. So for that reason, I do like East Coast people. But anyway, my husband and I were visiting my daughter and her partner and Ben and the dog. And my daughter was having a problem. She begged me to move there. So I bought a house. We bought a house there. My kid needs me, I'm going to be there. I don't care what my kids need, I'm going to be there. We bought a huge house there, and we were waiting to get the keys. We were here on the West Coast, and my daughter wanted to leave her partner then. And I said, okay, well, you and Ben and the dog can move out of that house, your house, and move into our house. And she was desperate. My daughter was desperate to get away from her partner. And that killed me, watching her suffer and emotionally and suffer. It was very difficult for me. I had a panic attack on the way home. One of the visits to Vermont, I had a horrible panic attack on the way home, flying into New York City. Because I didn't want to leave her behind. I had to let go of her again. It was like saying goodbye to her all over again. So remember, I'm still dealing with all these other things. My husband comes to me one of the evenings, I think it was the evening before we left, one of the visits to Vermont, and says, I didn't know your ex, we'll call him an ex, okay? We'll call him Mr. X. I didn't know your ex pointed a gun at the kids. I'm sorry, what? What? Yeah. He pointed a gun at Sarah and Benjamin because they were being noisy. As I'm hearing this information coming in, it's coming out completely different. Like, oh, now I have to go take care and manage this person who's assaulted my children. It's coming in this way. It's coming out cuckoo. It's coming out violent in my end. You don't mess with my children, ever. That's why I had the panic attack, I think, on the way home. My husband and I get back to California. We call the police, and now we have that to deal with. And my daughter assumed I knew. How? Do you not know me at all, woman? Do you not know what I would do to protect you? And if I knew someone did something, that I would take care of it? Oh my God. Devastating, devastating, devastating. So that was dealt with. At this point, I was probably the lowest I've been in my life. And I knew some of it was to do with my menopause. And I emailed my doctor. I said, I'm sorry. I need a patch and I need progesterone because I don't have a life. And my mental health is off the rails right now. You can check with my doctors on that side. I've lost my mind. I mean, I didn't want to ever take a shower. I couldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't even go on a walk. It wasn't me. I wasn't me at all. He declined and said, no, thank you. So then I went to a different doctor and she gave me what I needed. And I don't know if it was just psychological, but I swear, as soon as I popped that first progesterone pill, it's like, oh, yes, come. It's like having your first coffee of the morning. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I couldn't get it down quick enough. Just come in. Okay, there's my patch. Okay. I was desperate for relief, desperate, because otherwise I was going to have to start rearranging my psych meds, my antidepressants. No, because I need this medicine. I don't want more psych meds. I want my woman medications. And yes, I know there's side effects. I'm aware of the side effects. So within a matter of days, oh my God, I had a spring in my step. I could look people in the eyes. It began to start healing myself, and I could think straighter, and I could start solving problems again and dealing with things and getting myself back. And I know people were on YouTube and social media saying, where's Audrey? She's lost. She's gone. And I'm like, yeah, she is. I am gone. If you find me, let me know. Because I need that Audrey. I need that Audrey back. I don't know where she's at at all. So 2021 was a busy year. My husband fixed that home up. It was a stunning Victorian home. My husband turned that home into a work of art. I kid you not. If I can find any photos, I'll put them up right now. But beautiful, beautiful home. The kids ended up doing other things other than moving into the house we bought for them. So that's fine. That happened. It's over. we sold the house a couple months ago, and my life is back on track for the most part. And I've been anxious to put my life back on track so I can get back here. And please don't ask me about the Watts case. If you comment about it or ask me questions about it, I'm just not going to respond. I'm just not. I have to have that boundary for myself. I can't do it. It's not healthy for me. I'm not saying I won't ever talk about any other crimes, but please don't ask me about that. Now, here's something interesting. I've written 2 books since I saw you last. One book is in process of being published right now. The other book, I'm still working on it. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that there's something I need to tell you that I've only told, I told my sister, Janet, Shauna, and my husband. So 4 people on the planet know about this secret I've kept. And I talk about it very thoroughly in the book. I'm just going to say it. I'm a psychic medium. Okay, so don't be shocked that this is going to sound weird. I have been talking to, psychically, Princess Diana since she passed. So 25 years and change, that woman has done this in my ear. I have so much information. And I never talked about her before because she never really seemed interested, but she's willing now to let me share some things with you. And believe you me, she tells me, even in the book, oh no, take that out. No, not. I don't want anyone to talk about that or know about it or whatever. All right. So this whole Meghan and Harry thing, stay tuned to this channel because I have the deep, deep, deep inside of Princess Diana's mind. I know it's weird. It's weird. I don't know how I do it. People always ask me that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it works. And most mediums and spiritual people are very soft-spoken, and it's all about angels and numbers and zodiac signs, and they're so soft-spoken. I am not like that at all. I'm loud. I'm goofy. I laugh. So it seems kind of weird even to me that I do what I do, but I guess whatever. I don't know what to say. But it's true. Wait till you hear some of the things. So what I want you to do in the comments is, if you are a royal follower, and you care about this kind of stuff, put down below your questions about Diana or the royal family at all. So the way it works for me psychically, as I start reading through your questions, Diana she's always here. She's always with me. She may or may not respond to what I'm reading, but when I read out in my mind or out loud, that's when spirits come in. They're like, ooh, okay, what's happening? Kind of thing. So put down your questions if it's about Harry or Meghan or William or Camilla or Charles or the Queen or anything. Just write your questions down. and I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through them and answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't already know the answer because she's told me everything, I will ask her and she'll either say yes or not respond to me at all. And during that video, I'll go through with you. I'm parched. When Spirit's here, I get really dry mouth. When I do the videos, there'll be many videos when I talk about Diana, but I'll explain as we go along about how I'm channeling her. You know, is she here with me right now? What is she saying? How does she know? Why do I do what I do when I channel? When I channel, I'm either looking down or I'm looking like away. You know, my behavior is different when I'm channeling. When I'm actively channeling, you'll see the difference in my mannerisms and stuff. So, but we'll talk about that as the videos come out. I don't mind if this becomes a royal person YouTube channel because I always have access to her. At least I have for 25 years. I'm not sure that I don't think that's going to go away unless I violate my trust with her. But I want to talk about everything. Do you guys want to talk about menopause? Do you want to talk about kids? Do you want to talk about money? Do you want to talk about depression, mental health? You tell me what you want from me. Everything I have to offer you in discussion comes from a spirit point of view. I have a spirit guide. She's here with me 24/7. She talks to me, and also whatever spirits I'm channeling. I wouldn't say I channel my spirit guide because she's just kind of inside me. But if I'm channeling somebody, it's a little bit different. So write your questions down, but I'm going to let this channel be fluid. If we're talking about cake and cookies one day, so be it. I don't care, whatever you guys want, you ask me, okay? But please just be specific, and we'll try and do 1 hour videos at least once a week. I am going to do another video, if not tomorrow, on the following day. So I'll try and get that one out, and that one will be the Diana video. So spread the word. Crazy Audrey is going to be talking to and about Diana, Princess of Wales. Oh, I did go to England recently, and I did see the Queen laying in rest. So that was very, very powerful for me. So I got to see her in her tomb, and it felt so good. It felt so good to go back to England after not being there for 2 years. Oh my God. You guys, I thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you. Please subscribe. I promise you, I will not let you down again. I've learned a lot in the last 2 years into how to handle things. Please like this video and comment below. Share the video if you can with friends on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. I want to have a nice community again like we had before. And thank you to those who have been so sweet and sent me messages on Instagram. You have no idea how you are filling my heart with goodness. And I know that's mushy, but I love it and I need it and I appreciate it. Okay. Love you guys. I love you, and I'll see you super soon. All right. Bye.